So welcome everybody to this latest video on 162 Maths, and in this video we'll be going over a quick topic test with a collection of some GCSE exam style questions on quadratics at foundation level. Now, a copy of the questions for you to have an attempt at before watching through this video is available for you to download by clicking on the link in the description, which I strongly recommend you do to see how much understanding you have on this topic. Now, it's worth mentioning before we get started working through this test that these questions were designed to be on a calculator paper. However, with some of these questions, they could easily appear on a non-calculator, or there is no essential need for a calculator to be used. So let's get started on our first question. So it says simplify, and here we've got our expression. Now, with this mixture of negatives and positives, we really do want to take extra care with those minus signs. So let's have a look at expanding these brackets. So here we've got x times x, which is x squared, minus 5 times x, which is minus 5x, minus 2 times x is minus 2x, and minus 2 times 5 is minus 10. So then simplifying these middle two terms, we get x squared minus 7x minus 10 as our final answer. Moving on to question 2, so we're looking at functions. It says given y equals f of x and f of x equals 3x squared plus 2, find y when x equals 7. So what we've got is we've got y equals this. So it's 3x squared plus 2. And what we want to do is we want to substitute x equals 7 into this. So we've got y equals 3 multiplied by 7 squared plus 2. So y equals 3 times 49 plus 2. And we could put that all into our calculator and we get an answer of 147. Then moving on to question 3, it says here is a number machine and we just want to fill in the blanks. So here, starting with n, we've got to take away 7 and then we multiply by 2. It then says write a different set. So if we expanded the brackets, we get 2n minus 14. So here, starting with n, the first thing we do is multiply by 2 and then we take away 14. Now you could easily have written this as your answer for 3a, and if you did do that, then what you then need to do is write your answer for a in b. Then with question 4, it says that a decorator uses the following formula to work out how much she charges, and it says where a is the area to be decorated to the nearest square meter, work out the charge of the wall of the dimensions 2.5 times 6.3. So the key thing to remember is that the rounding takes place once you've worked out the area. So the area equals 2.5 multiplied by 6.3. So if I load up my calculator and reset it, so 2.5 multiplied by 6.3, and we get an answer of 15.75. We just write that down, so 15.75. So to the nearest square meter, that's going to be 16 meter squared. So then to work out the cost, it's going to be 4 times 16 plus 25. So if I type that all into my calculator, so 4 times 16, press equals, plus 25, gives me an answer of £89. Then moving on to question 5, it says rearrange d squared minus 16a equals 9 to make d the subject. So we want to take this 16a over to the other side, so it becomes d squared equals 9 plus 16a, and then d, to get rid of the square root, there's a square, we need to square root, so we've got 9 plus 16a all square rooted, and we've got a plus and minus there that we need to write there as well. So d equals plus and minus 9 plus 16a, all of that is being square rooted. Then with question 6, it says show that, so we've got our identity. So what we need to do is we need to expand this all out. So 6 plus x plus 6, so dealing with the brackets first, we get x squared plus 6x minus 6x, all minus 36, minus 3. These two things cancel out. So I've got x squared minus 36 minus 3 is minus 39, which is exactly what the right hand side looks like. Moving on to question 7, it says to factorize. So what I want is I want two numbers that multiply together give me 99 and added together to equal minus 2, and that should be minus 99. So the two possible options we've got are going to be 9 and 11. We could have 3 and 33, but I would say it's going to be 9 and 11 because they're the only two numbers that have got a difference of 2. So if I write 9 and 11 in those boxes, the next thing we've then got to decide are the signs. So again, looking at the sign of the coefficient of x, the first sign is a negative. So that means that the bigger number is going to be a minus. And because this is a minus, it means the signs are going to be different. So 11 is negative, 9 is going to be positive. So here I've got x plus 9, x minus 11. And again, you could have those brackets in any order. Now, if you've done that mentally, in terms of in your head without doing any working out, that's absolutely fine. You'd simply get a mark for each correct bracket that you do. Moving on to our last question. So we've got y, all we need to do is expand the bracket. So y times y is y squared minus 4y minus 21y minus 4 times 21, which is plus, because I've got two minuses, and that's 84. Then simplifying, we get y squared minus 25y plus 84, and there we are done.